next week is Mental Health Week. And I also discovered next week is Year 6 SATS Week. I don't know if that's just some kind of cruel irony that they've stuck those two things together. So this might be a really good time. If you have a child who's heading towards SATS, who's feeling really stressed about it, this might be a really good time to give tapping a go. You could try it before school in the morning. As I said, got those free resources on my website. There's a link in the show notes. Download those, give it a go, try it with your child and see if it's helping them to go into their SATs a little bit calmer. But just to take a little sidestep for a moment, because I want people to understand a little bit more about your rights with SATs, because I don't think people always understand this. So if your child is really struggling with their mental health and SATS is making it worse, you do have a right to ask to be excused from them. The schools don't necessarily like it, and I have heard that a friend of mine had a child who went up into secondary school who hadn't done the SATs, and it seemed to send everyone into a tears. But the important thing is that you prioritise your child's mental health, and you do have a legal right to say, I need to withdraw my child from these SATs because they are struggling with their mental health. Also, if your child is performing well below the age expected standards, they shouldn't have to do SATs. That's not what they're testing. They're not meant to be testing those kids. So my child falls into that category. She's several years behind her peers. She won't be doing SATs next week. Although ironically, she's struggling with feeling left out, but that's a whole other subject. So you don't have to force your child into doing SATs. If it's too much for them cognitively, if it is too much for them emotionally, they don't have to do them. So go and speak to the school Senko if you are in that position and assert your rights. I'll see if I can find a little link to some legal information which I can put in the show notes that will give you a bit more information about SATs. So I hope that if you do have a child heading towards SATs next week, that it doesn't cloud Mental Health Week for them.